but as the Permanent Secretary for Finance, leading a ministry that is the custodian of taxpayer funds, I think it's time for us to rethink about the sugar industry. And I just wanted to set some facts on the industry, maybe starting by why don't we have youth interest in the sugar industry? If you look at most of our farmers in Fiji, sugarcane farmers, majority of them are producing less than 150 tons, 100 tons, assume 500 tons. In an industry, if the price is $85, or more realistically, the world market price is now, for example, $57, assuming, looking at the cost, you make $10 a ton profit, or $20 a ton profit, or let's say $30 a ton, which is hardly anybody making. If you generate $2,000, $3,000 income per year from planting 500 tons or 400 tons, depending on where you are, nobody is interested and should not be interested in sugar farming because there's no returns. And I think we need frank discussion on this. Again, I would like to disagree with what Bhan has said. We are running an insolvent FSC, which has taken significant amount of taxpayers' money in the form of debt guarantees. So we can discuss this, outside, but all this debt that's owed by FSC will ultimately be paid by the taxpayers. And there's nobody can refute this fact. We have given significant amount of debt to FSC. Recently, there was a $200 million of taxpayer funds given to FSC that was written off. There's a number of other debts provided to, for example, the Exim Bank of India loan to FSC. Currently, government is paying that debt. There was debt that was obtained from the Fiji National Provident Fund. FSC as an entity could not pay it, defaulted it. Government, which is the taxpayers, had to pay it. So, should we build a new mill? Where's the money to build a new mill? FSC, if it's an insolvent entity, does not have the money to build the mill. Should the taxpayers put in more money to build a mill for industry that's dying a natural death? I don't think so. But given that there's a lot of farmers involved, there's a history to the industry, there's farmers that are dependent, it needs to be a careful, planned intervention that's needed. However, I think as a country, we should stop fooling ourselves about reviving this industry. Because we can't, it's going to cost $1 billion if we try, and if we realize after spending $1 billion that we can't revive the industry, it's, as Shakil said, it's taxpayer money down the drain. So again, I know this is a sensitive issue, but there's discussion needed on this, and I think as government, we are providing $100 million to support cane price plus all the other subsidies in the sugar industry. And when we are allocating funds, we have to decide how much should we provide for the Yangona, how much should we provide for Dalo. When there's thousands of people in the vegetable farming, there's thousands of people doing Dalo. We need to put that money in cocoa. So ultimately, I think in the better interest of the farmers, because when I look at the farmers, the current situation in the cane belts, I feel really sorry for the farmers because of the false hopes, false promises that has been given, and unfortunately, they are struggling today because of these false hopes and false promises. There's no way we can, it's very challenging to revive this industry unless there's billions of dollars of taxpayers' funds that's put in the industry. But we need that billions to fix our hospitals, our roads, our wastewater infrastructure, our drainage, and every other thing. So, in the interest of the farmers, because they are currently the ones, the poor farmers are struggling. In the interest of the farmers, we need a planned intervention, which means we need to diversify and at some point in time exit the industry.
Options have been tried, but sugarcane remains. It's a resilient crop by what it means. If there is a hurricane or there is a cyclone or there is a drought, it can recover quite quickly. Other crops have no resilience. I think there are very few other crops that might be able to rely on our climatic conditions. So I think this is a major challenge. It's a very, very big challenge, and in this form, FSC will continue. Government support will be required for growers and for FSC whenever needed, and the company has to continue, I think,